Referees unquestionably play a vital role in football. However, unlike football players, they're all easily forgotten. Well, almost all of them. Today you'll see 10 decisions made by referees that will make you think, how on earth the ref didn't see that? These decisions are so controversial that they will blow your mind. Number 1. Maradona's Hand of God. What can we say about Maradona that hasn't already been said? A football legend, the one that played for people and not for money or popularity. The Argentinian icon. In 1986, Diego Maradona led the national team of Argentina to glory. They went all the way to the end and lifted the trophy by winning the final against Germany. The scoreboard said 3-2, and the fiesta in Buenos Aires could begin. The turning point for Argentina was the quarter-final game against England. Argentina won 2-1. Maradona scored both goals for his team, and one of those 2 goals will be remembered forever. Maradona scored the first goal of the game during the 51st minute, but the way he did it, well, I think it can definitely be described as controversial, considering the fact that he scored it using his hand. England's fans describe this goal as injustice, while Argentinians still call it the Hand of God. Number 2. Lampard's goal against Germany in 2010. The 2010 World Cup gave football fans a real treat in its early stages. In the round of 16, Germany faced England. The fans expected a spectacle, and a spectacle they got. The final score was 4-1 in favor of Germany, but it could all have been very different if the referee was paying attention just a little bit more. During the 38th minute, Frank Lampard had a great chance to make it 2-2. He fired a rocket from the edge of the box. The ball bounced off the crossbar and clearly fell behind the goal line. Lampard was already celebrating. The whole team was celebrating, and probably even the fans back home were celebrating. But their celebrations were cut short. The referee, Jorge Larionda, didn't blow his whistle. The assistant referee, Mauricio Espinosa, didn't raise his flag. The only thing Lampard could do was hold his head in disbelief. Number 3. Henry's handball against Ireland. Even though France has been one of the strongest national teams in the last few decades, they had to work hard to qualify for the World Cup 2010 in South Africa. In the World Cup playoffs, France faced Ireland. After beating Ireland in Dublin thanks to Anelka's goal in the 72nd minute, many people already saw France qualifying for the World Cup. They couldn't be more wrong. The rematch didn't start well for France. Robbie Keane scored the opener in the 32nd minute, and the score didn't change until the end of the game. That could mean only one thing: extra time. France was under a lot of pressure. Imagine what kind of consequences the team would suffer if they didn't reach the World Cup with a team full of superstars. Luckily for them, William Gallas put an end to their worries by scoring a goal from close range in the 102nd minute, after Henry's assist. That incident is still one of the most bizarre ever. When the ball was sent into the penalty area, it flew past all the players except Henry. He was able to reach it and pass it to Gallas, who had no problem scoring. There was only one problem. Before passing the ball to Gallas, Henry showed that he could not have been a good handball player as well, since he stopped the ball using his hand. Number 4. Joseph Simunik gets 3 yellow cards. World Cup 2006. You know how they say that people don't get a second chance in life? Well, they didn't say anything about getting the third one, and that is exactly what Joseph Simunik received. During the 2006 World Cup match between Australia and Croatia, a unique situation in football occurred. Croatia's defender, Joseph Simunik, got a yellow card in the 61st minute. Just before the stoppage time started, there was the second one, and we all know what that means. Joseph Simunik should have been sent off. The rules are clear. 2 yellow cards always results in a red. Well, this time, that was not the case. Unbelievable! Graham Poll made one of the biggest mistakes that a referee could make. He didn't send Simunik off after showing him the second yellow card. To make it even more bizarre, after the final whistle, Simunik had to say a word or two to the referee, which made Graham Poll angry. And he showed him another yellow card, the third one. This time, finally, Simunik saw a red card above his head. Number 5. Tom Ovrebo. If you ever make it to Stamford Bridge, don't even think about mentioning the name Tom Ovrebo. The Norwegian referee was in charge of a rematch between Barcelona and Chelsea in the 2009 UEFA Champions League semi-final. After a goalless draw in Spain, Chelsea hosted Barcelona and showed clear dominance during the whole match. The match ended 1-1, and Barcelona progressed to the finals, but my oh my how everything would have been different if Tom Ovrebo wasn't there. Ovrebo made a tremendous number of mistakes, all in favor of Barcelona. There were cards given that shouldn't have been given at all. There were fouls blown that shouldn't have been blown. There were penalties that all the other referees on the planet would have awarded, but not Ovrebo. Why? That is a good question. After the final whistle, all hell broke loose. Chelsea's players were furious. They couldn't hide their emotions. Drogba was so enraged that he screamed in front of the camera. This is a disgrace. Number 6. Liverpool-Sunderland, the balloon incident. During the 2009 Premier League clash between Sunderland and Liverpool, a very strange goal was scored. Sunderland's forward, Darren Bent, got the ball in the penalty area and instinctively fired it quickly towards the goal. Pepe Reina seemed to be on the ball. It seemed that it would be an easy save for the Spanish goalkeeper, but it wasn't. The ball hit a balloon, changed its direction, tricked Reina, and ended in the back of the net. The scoreboard should have said, "The balloon 1, Liverpool 0. Number 7. Serbia-Portugal, clearance by Stefan Mitrovic. Goal line technology has been in use since 2014. However, during the World Cup qualifying match between Serbia and Portugal in Belgrade, it wasn't used. The game ended 2-2, but what happened 10 seconds before the final whistle made Ronaldo very angry. With time running out, Mendes sent a cross into the penalty area. Ronaldo was fast enough to get to the ball before the goalkeeper and sent it towards an empty goal. Stefan Mitrovic denied the goal when all of the Serbian players had already given up. The ball had obviously crossed the line, but the referees didn't see that. Ronaldo was convinced that the referee had denied him a clear goal. He protested fiercely, but in vain. Number 8. Tunisia-Mali. The referee ended the game early. The African Cup of Nations match between Tunisia and Mali on January 12, 2022 gave us another decision by a referee that has the word controversy written all over it. The referee was Gianni Zakauswe from Zambia, and what he did during the 85th minute of the game left all the players, staff, even the fans, speechless. He blew the final whistle 5 minutes before time. That couldn't go unnoticed, so the game was restarted. The players walked back onto the pitch and continued playing. So it was a mistake. It happens. Or does it? 15 seconds before the full 90 minutes had passed, the ref again blew the whistle. This time, it was the final whistle. But again, which referee would signal the end of the game before the full 90 minutes? Zakauswe blamed the heat for his decisions and said the weather was unbearable and that he was happy to be alive. Number 9. Kessling Phantom Goal, 2013. You've all probably seen the referees checking the goal net before the game. Well, there is a reason they do that. It is so that something like this doesn't happen. The Bundesliga clash between Hoffenheim and Bayer Leverkusen is definitely one of the reasons why VAR was invented. Castro sent a ball from the corner kick, and like many times before, Kiesling scored a beautiful header. But let's rewind the tape for a second. Something seems fishy here, doesn't it? You're right. The ball didn't cross the goal line. It didn't go past the goalkeeper. It slid inside the goal through the side of the net. How bizarre was that? Number 10. Zico, 1978 World Cup. The draw put Brazil alongside Sweden at the World Cup in 1978. Do we even need to say that Brazil were clear favorites? However, they struggled to prove that on the pitch. The game was coming close to an end, and the score was 1-1. Brazil was awarded a corner kick. It was their last chance to win the game. The ball was sent into the 6-yard box, and Zico jumped towards it. But just before Zico hit the ball, Clive Thomas blew his whistle and ended the match. Not even a second after that, Zico scored a header. Well, that must have been an awkward situation. What was the referee thinking? Take a look at this video one more time if you ever again think that players are the only ones who impact the final score. The time to say goodbye and blow the whistle has come. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will keep you up to date with all the news from the world of football.